Are you fascinated by the paranormal and want to hear about encounters that have happened to real-life people in real-life places? Do you need a drink to calm those nerves after hearing some scary stories?
You're listening to Booze and Bourbon.
Well, we invite you to grab a drink, whether it's a coffee or something with a little bit more spirit in it. Grab a blanket, snuggle in, because I'm Kim and that's Jen, and we're Booze and Bourbon.
Welcome back, guys, to a new and exciting quarantined version of Booze and Bourbon.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Oh, good. Just a little shack wacky today, but other than that, I'm fine.
That's good.
And yourself?
Well, I'm good, too. I've just been trying to deal with work, and we just had a long weekend, so I was actually able to get a whole bunch of projects done that I really wanted to get done when the weather was cooperating.
Good.
But I'm torn because I'm so thankful that I have work, but I also have so many little projects that I want to do around the house. It's driving me crazy, and I'm like, more long weekends. When are they?
You could always make one.
I could make my own.
You could create your own holiday.
I know. I just feel really weird during this time to ask for vacation because your boss is probably going to be like...
It could be a personal day. You could have a personal
true
quarantine day.
I don't know if you've watched, but there is one new episode of Tiger King that came out.
Oh, really? No, maybe I missed that because I watched what was there the first go around.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check that out.
And there's an episode 8 and it's out and I like it. I don't love it because it's not all Joe Exotic, who seems to be the most exciting part of it. But, you know.
He definitely is.
He is something else. And that mullet, oh my goodness.
Or the eyebrow ring that's barely hanging on for its life.
I feel like after this quarantine's all said and done, a lot of people are going to emerge with the worst haircuts I've ever seen in my life. Also inspired by Joe Exotic.
There's going to be a lot of things. For instance, like we were talking about earlier, eyelashes for one. For those of us like myself who were avid fake eyelash type people, it's a kind of like spider leg version right now on the old eyes. Like it's a little sparse and it looks a little messed up.
Listen, I've done that when it wasn't quarantine. That's all I got to say. I'm a trooper. I know how you're feeling.
Thank you.
It's not good.
I've looked in the mirror and considered, is there a way that I can either trim these, with some small clippers, or slide them off without ripping half my eyelid off? So
I think if you get a little baby oil on there, you can just sort of wiggle them off a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try something.
Jen.
Yes.
We're gathered here today to not necessarily do a paranormal type episode, but to do one for our listeners so they can, 1, get to know us, and 2, understand how much fun we have when we record these episodes.
And also maybe how weird we can be.
We can be weird. Let's embrace the weird. It's time to embrace the weird.
I'm ready. I embrace the weird.
Well, that's great. I'd also like to do a little shout out here to my bourbon choice of the evening. I have New Holland Artisan Spirits Beer Barrel Bourbon. Now, let me read you the description here on the back. Mm-hmm. It says, many craft brewers will attest that whiskey brands make great beer. And our Dragon's Milk, a stout aged in bourbon barrels, is a delicious example. So, basically, this is bourbon that's been aged in a beer barrel.
Okay.
What are you drinking over there?
I have some Rebel Yell, actually.
Ooh.
I do like it. It's an easy drink, you know?
Yeah.
Warms up the bourbon pocket really quickly and, has a really nice finish.
That's good. Love to hear it. Ryan and I, my husband and I, we have killed 3 bottles.
Oh.
We have killed the Evan Williams single barrel from 2009. We have killed the now Beer Barrel Bourbon that's now gone. And we have also killed Old Forester, just straight up Old Forester.
Wow.
They gone. But times are tough, so you got to do weird things in tough times.
Yes.
Anyway, without further ado, Jen, would you like to play a little game?
Yeah.
Good.
Totes.
I've got a question here for you from our ABV Network godfather,
Oh, yes.
Steve Agley.
Hello, Godfather.
All right. He says, Jen, would you rather have an automatic bank deposit of $3,000 a week, but you have to have all of your teeth pulled out to get it, or a $1,000 deduction per week, but you get to keep your teeth? It's like paying rent on your teeth every week.
Yeah, like, you and me both have the same fear of the dentist.
Ooh, yeah, don't like it.
I shouldn't say I've grown from the fear, but I'm still like, it's not like a thing that I'm excited about.
Mm-mm.
However, in saying that, if the teeth are pulled, do you get new teeth? Like, do I get veneers or...
He didn't say, and he's not here to answer the question. So
I wonder, I mean, if it's $3,000 a week, but I have to get my teeth pulled, are you pulling them new every week because they're already gone? Or am I losing one every week because I'm totally down for that?
I like that. Let's go with that.
Okay. So if I lose one a week and I get paid $3,000, I'm in.
Okay.
But if I lose them all at one time and then have to re-lose them every week and gain them back, which I'm not sure how that would work, but I'm not in for that one. So
okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay. So my question for you, would you rather have to use, instead of toilet paper, the bounce dryer sheets, or instead of face cloths to wash your face, your husband's used socks?
Oh, no.
One or the other. Bounce. I mean, at least your butt will smell good, but it's a little rough. It's a little different texture there. And then the face wash, I mean, that could be bad if he had like a rough day where he was over exerting himself and maybe sweating a lot, then that you could have sweaty feet face.
Yeah. You know, my face is really prone to breakouts. I don't know that my butt is, but I would have to say that there'd be a lot of chemicals in a bounce sheet. And I feel like even though it would smell really good, it wouldn't be long before I had developed a crazy ass rash, literally.
True.
So I'm going to have to forego the uncomfortable feeling on my butt, and I will have to use Ryan's stinky sock.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, really, technically, I would get to put like the cleanser and the water on the sock too, right? So it wouldn't be that bad, maybe.
True. And you could use like the top part that's not really on the bottom of his foot, I guess. So
yeah,
there's ways around it, I guess, that would be less.
And I know his feet, and I know he doesn't have any fungal infections, so we're probably good there.
Yes, you are his pedicurist, so...
I'm not. But listen, if he had a foot infection or a fungal infection, we wouldn't be married.
Oh, no. Does he know about these rules? What happens if he gets a little athlete's foot or something, or he gets a little wart action on the foot?
I don't know. He'll just have to find out when he hears this episode.
Damn. All right. I apologize now, Ryan, for bringing this topic up. It may be very bad for you in the summer.
Typically, right now in this show, we would get into a break, but we've got some funny questions to ask one another. Then we'll have a break, and then we're going to get into all of our bloopers that we've had since September. And unfortunately, I haven't saved them all, but the ones that I've saved are pretty funny. So,
okay.
Jen, I sent you a website. And
you did.
I hope you didn't read the first 10 questions too in depth, because
I did not. I wanted to go on the fly and be surprised.
I'm so glad you did.
Yes.
All right. So, Jen, I also looked up dad jokes, but I thought this would be a lot more fun. Dad jokes are really bad.
Yeah. I feel like the questionnaire is much more enjoyable for our listeners.
Yeah. Okay.
They really get to know a little bit more.
They do. Absolutely. This gives an inside look at Jen's brain. So, my first funny question to ask you is cereal soup? Why or why not?
Well, I do love cereal. I also like soup. Soup tends to be warm though, and you would heat it up, and cereal you would not.
True.
And I just don't want to even think that cereal would be soup, because then it ruins my excitement in the morning when I have my new box of peanut butter chocolate Cheerios that I just purchased, to think that I'm eating soup for breakfast. So
yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I get it.
I like cereal, just cereal. Like sometimes I just eat it dry out of the box anyway, just handfuls at a time. So yeah, it's not soup.
Dry soup mix would not do the same thing.
No, it reminds me of the days in like junior high when I used to like take Mr. Noodle for lunch, but I would eat it dry and crunch it up in the bag and put the stuff on it and eat it like chips.
What is wrong with you? My husband has the same weird
dry
thing.
ass Mr. Noodle. Oh, he did it too? Okay, well, good. Yeah. I can't say it was enjoyable. I would never do it now, but I guess, times are rough, in junior high and high school, so.
All right. What is the sexiest and least sexy name?
Are we going with male or female, or does it matter?
Whatever you want. Can I throw one out here, because I've thought about this for both male and female?
Okay.
Gertrude.
Gertrude. Fuck.
And the male would be Humphrey.
Huh. Humphrey. I have a friend who is actually quite gorgeous, and her middle name is Thekla, because that was her grandmother's name. And I always still remember that, because it is the oddest name and probably not a sexy name either, to be called Thekla as your first name. But
yeah, but I think it could work for some people.
It could. And like I said, she's very pretty. So, I mean, it has worked for her. But Gertrude, that should have been up there.
Yes. Gertie.
Okay, this is bad, but what was Honey Boo Boo's mother's name?
I don't know.
Because her name should be added to this list. I don't know.
Okay. The human thumb.
What her name is, but her name is on this list.
All right. Moving along. What secret conspiracy would you like to start?
Ooh. I mean, this would only have been funny like weeks ago, or back when the mass hysteria of toilet paper was happening.
Yeah.
But then after the mass hysteria happened, I would have liked to start the secret conspiracy of that we had all that toilet paper imported from overseas, and it had already been tampered with the coronavirus. So all you people that took way too much, it's just sucky for you, because now you have a whole house full of corona on your bum.
That's good.
I don't know if it can get in that way, but it's not a good thought.
Ain't no bounce sheet gonna fix that problem.
Because there was a lot of people out there just taking it to a whole other level. And I felt upset for the older people and people like me who leave things to the last minute, who then had to keep a box of Kleenex in their bathroom because,
just in case
things might have got rough there, because paper towel is never an option anymore, because people have done it and it is not. Ooh. Especially when you get the dual ply paper towel with the extra absorb pocket things. It's rough on the bum.
And
yes.
Okay.
Carry on.
Right. What's invisible but you wish people could see?
Ooh, farts.
I just about spit out my bourbon. I wish people could see farts, because that would be so more embarrassing in the grocery store or the liquor store, when people let one slide out and they crop dust through an aisle and they think that you don't know, but then all of a sudden there's this green cloud following them. No, lady, I just seen you shit your pants, so you can't hide it. Even though I might not smell it yet, I see it trailing behind you like a cape, so. Okay, well, before we get any further, let me ask you the next question.
Okay.
What's the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
This could be bad. Okay, this could be a little gross actually, but so you know when your dog needs its anal glands expressed?
Thankfully, no, I've never had that issue with any
You know
of
when
my
they drag
previous
their
dogs.
bum on the floor? Like, did you ever see a dog do that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so the other day, I know this because I have one and he did this, but I guess when it gets to the point where like you need to get them expressed and he's, out there in the yard dragging his butthole across the grass. But then he comes in and he licks his butthole to then clean the grass off. There's this weird rotting salmon mixed with burning hair smell.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way I can describe it because it was very pungent and it burnt my nose hairs.
Just the thought of it.
Oh, wow.
Straight up gagging.
Would you like me to come up with another one to change your...
No, it's okay. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm crying now.
Because I don't know if this is a weird smell. Some people might like it, but like, you know how daffodils, I don't think daffodils smell good. Okay. You're being dramatic, Kim.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I think so.
I'm trying to change it for you. So like daffodils, I don't think they smell good. They have a bad
No.
smell, right?
You're right. You're correct.
So now you have some daffodils out in your yard and a dog pisses on the daffodils. So now you have a combination of hot pee and daffodil smell. That's way worse.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Let's go on.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not?
Well, again, being from Dartmouth, when I didn't have hot dog buns because sometimes we just didn't have hot dog buns, I would use bread. So therefore, it would be a sandwich because I would roll it in the piece of bread. So that would
That's
be a
fair.
sandwich.
It really, I guess, would be. See, I was thinking a sandwich would consist of 2 slices of bread, but then if you get really technical and you make yourself a half sandwich, it's really only 1 piece of bread. So,
Okay, well, I'm also going to add in there that like my brother used to have more than one hot dog at one time, so he would use 2 pieces of bread and put a couple hot dogs in there. So then that's like definitely a hot dog sandwich at that point.
absolutely. Definitely. Okay, what's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?
I don't even know where I was at, but it was like not a coffee shop, but some sort of like little food place.
Mm-hmm.
And it was slide in or slide out, which could be taken one way or the other. But you could be sliding in and sliding out for food, or you could be sliding in and sliding out for something totally different. So I just thought that was a really good one.
That is a good one. I agree. I like it.
Okay.
What is the most ridiculous fact that you know?
Ooh, well, I mean that there's so many. I mean, one that comes to mind is that in Thailand, when you go on the little boat tours down this like main river canal,
Yep.
you see a lot of floating corn because all the monkeys eat lots of corn and then they poop it out into the water. So there's just corn everywhere. It's like just floating corn as, Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it.
I feel like that's something you don't really need to know, but I know that has happened. So
I didn't learn that little tidbit until I think I was in junior high. And my other Jen friend, she was like loving the fact. She's like, you had corn last night? Oh my gosh, you're going to see it in your poop today. Like she thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was like, that's not true. She's like, it is. Watch.
it is very true.
Okay. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
I don't know if I want to say stupid or like super funny and you can't help but laugh. But you know when you're like walking really anywhere, it doesn't have to be on like the sidewalk, but like through a store and you like, it's almost like your foot gets stuck for a second. So you like trip over your own foot, but then you try to like act like you didn't just do it.
Yeah.
So you try to walk it off really quick. You catch people doing that all the time. That one's up there, but like I would say just like knuckle deep in your nose at a stoplight when you don't think anybody's watching you.
Yeah.
You're really digging but at the same time, you're still singing a song that you're listening to. So you're singing and picking all at the same time.
Gotcha.
It's not a good look.
Not a good look. Okay. Last question. What is the funniest joke you know by heart?
Oh, man. This is going to be dumb because it's one from like when I was a kid. But I'm going to go with 2 of them, actually. Why is 6 scared of 7?
Why?
Because 7, 8, 9.
That is a dad joke.
It is. And also another dad
God.
joke was, how do you get a Kleenex to dance? Stick a little boogie in it.
Oh, Jen.
Those are both dad jokes. They're horrible, yes.
You're such a good dad.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for participating. That was very fun.
Oh, my pleasure. That was great. So on to my turn for you. In 40 years, what will people be nostalgic for?
Easy. Tiger King.
Like, when I'm like all shriveled up, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to Carol Baskin and her husband? Did she feed him to the tigers, or does anybody know?
She just layered on the sardine oil, girl.
Ugh.
Let nature take care of the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay. What are the unwritten rules of where you work?
Oh, wow. It's not funny, but like, don't talk down the competitor to your customers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And don't expect to go into the office and ask people how their weekends were, and expect them to ask you the same.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza? It's a very important question.
I don't know. How do you feel about putting ketchup on mac and cheese? Because in my books, they both go together.
I am so glad that we agree on this because I do both of those things as well.
It's just, I don't know if it's an East Coast thing, but my husband thinks I'm disgusting.
No, ketchup definitely goes in craft dinner. Ketchup
Yep.
goes in many things, but like pineapple on pizza is good. Pineapple on the barbecue is good. Pineapple on the frying pan is good. Like, it goes in pizza.
Yeah, it goes with a lot. And I am a sucker for sweet and salty. And I feel like those two it's the umami.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, switching this up. What part of a kid's movie completely scared you?
Well, I mean, I wasn't necessarily like a kid, but it was the first time my mom and I actually like addressed the situation. But in pretty much every Walt Disney movie, this was brought to my attention in Finding Nemo. So obviously I was like a teenager or something at that point. But my mom and I were like, why do the moms always have to die in every single movie? I'm like, good point.
Land Before Time. That gets me every time. Yeah.
Land Before Time, Bambi, like all their moms die. And this is just not cool. So Disney, frig off.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of secret society would you like to start?
Well, I've started one, and it's called the Booze and Bourbon Secret Society of Patreon.
That's true.
It's our own coven where we have our friends that, you know, share similar values, and it's a coven. So there.
I mean, yeah, I'm totally supportive of this.
Thank you.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
I feel like porcupines have a lot of swag and they could be rude. Like, I feel like if they had a human voice, they would talk in this sort of like gruff, like, hey, motherfucker. And then they just throw some quills and they're not going anywhere fast. They just throw things and they've got swag.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Thanks.
Ooh, toilet paper. Over or under?
Honestly, I don't really care, but the person that I live with cares a lot. So I have had to always put the toilet paper over, or I will not hear the end of it. And I do recall when my parents My parents used to have a lot of parties and get-togethers and were very, very social in the 80s and 90s. And I remember that there was like this ongoing joke where whoever went to the bathroom would change it from under to over and vice versa. So by the end of the night, they were just like all dying laughing at each other because somebody always fucked up the toilet paper every single time.
Okay.
The memories you have sometimes.
I don't think I really care either, but now that I think about it, I'm like, when it is over, it's easier to pull off. Like when it's under, sometimes you got to give it a little extra pull. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
Okay. What is the best type of cheese?
Oh my. I like so many different types of cheeses. I would have to say, oh boy.
It is a tough one. I'm glad that I'm asking you this and not the other way, because I feel like I'd have to say 2 or 3.
Would you be offended if I said Cheese Whiz? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was going to say, no. That does not count.
I do like Cheese Whiz though, but it's not the best. I would have to say Applewood smoked cheddar is right up there. It goes great.
Definitely a good one.
Yeah, it's melted. Like if it's melted on a toasted sandwich, oh my God, it's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the strangest place you've urinated or defecated?
I don't know. There's been a lot of places that are odd that I've peed, not necessarily like showing in public, but I almost peed in front of a lineup of huge tractor trailers in a snowstorm, but I decided that there were way too many other people just like sitting in their cars that could have seen me, and I was like debating whether or not I'd have to hide behind a wheel well. So I didn't do that. But then there was this one time where I had a birthday party with a bunch of my girlfriends, and we were on a boat that didn't have a bathroom. And I asked the captain if we could, find somewhere to pee. And he took us to this place called Squid Island. And my friend Jen Taylor had to spare some squares.
Yes.
And we renamed Squid Island Piss Island. So my answer is Piss Island.
I think that's a good choice because there was a lot of peeing going on at that stop. So
yeah, it was great. It's a good pee.
Okay. All right. And now this could be bad for you.
Uh-oh.
What's the best inside joke you've been a part of?
Oh, boy. I'm the worst at not giggling when someone tells me not to, so I really suck. Not proud of this moment, Jen, but I fed a kid X-Lax at school one day.
Oh, my God.
He was looking for some caffeine uppers, and I felt it was time he needed to learn his lesson to stay off the drugs in grade 7. So I gave him some chocolate-covered X-Lax, and then we had this thing called assembly, and I told a couple of people in my class what I was doing, and he had to excuse himself from assembly because his guts were tearing him apart.
He had some prairie dogs that turned into full-blown pants parties.
Yeah. So not proud. Not necessarily the best, but probably the only one that like I could really pull off and has stuck to my memory.
All right.
Okay. So just after the break, we're going to get into some of our hilarious bloopers. So please stay tuned.
Welcome back, guys. So, up next in our little skit here, we'll call it a skit.
Yeah.
It's a skit.
It's a skit.
But it was a real life skit. We talk about, well, obviously the blooper reel and we talk about some costume ideas, or maybe just my costume idea.
Yeah, so I think we were basically on a break, which when we're recording in real life, like person to person in the same room, we often do participate in breaks. And during these breaks, we sing, we rap, and we talk about life in general. And
Yes.
Jen, we were trying to figure out your costume, and I think we nailed it.
Barrel lady.
All right, so here we go. First blooper. And then the blooper reel. Cue the blooper reel. All right.
I wish we had. I'm still getting my dad to find me a barrel so I can actually put a barrel on. I mean, I'm not going to be naked, but I'm going to put a barrel on and just run through your lawn.
I wonder if at like Halloween, well, it's almost Halloween, but I wonder if there'd be some costumes, some bourbon barrel or beer barrel costumes even.
Oh, there's definitely going to be.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ohio's calling me right now. Independence, Ohio.
Sweet.
Should I answer and be like, we're recording live? Should I? Let's do it. And hello, thank you for being our first caller. We're recording
Hello,
live.
my name is Ruth, and this call is coming into your life right now for a reason. If you're like many people in the world that have been wishing or searching for a financial lifeline, you're going to want to press 1 right now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We've been showing
Pressing 1.
I'm sorry, customer service is not available.
Oh, what? What kind of shit is that?
Man.
Wow. It was whack.
All right, so Jen and I sometimes have a hard time with words, and we come up with a lot of nonsense on the regular anyway. But sometimes 2 words that don't go together form one new word in our minds.
Yes.
So in this upcoming little skit that you're going to hear, Jen does that. She puts 2 words together and makes a new word, and I spell it out for her, and then she does the Google search. It's good.
Palais, the Frenchmen, all muttered to themselves that they spotted the women meant to become their brides. So very pale were the girls, and their skin reddened and glistened within moments of enduring the hot subtropical sun.
It's blistered.
Fuck, what did I just say?
Blistened.
Okay, let's try that again. But I said palais, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Glistening in the sun. Can you please look up glistening? BLISTENI.
I'm
NG.
Googling it right now. It comes up as glistening instead of blistening, but
Of course it does. Because it's not a real word.
I just wanted to create one. Some technical difficulties. I'm going to sing a song from the Gen Archives of boredom / I'm going to call it wordisms, because that's half of our bloopers right now. Till Kim can rejoin me. Here goes. Some days I'm so bored that I pick my toes and I put it on my dog's nose. And then he goes outside and he drags his bum on the lawn. The birds try to get him. He jumps in the sky. Oops, there's a bug in my eye. La-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da. Corona is no fun, corona is no fun. You cough up a lung. And so on and so on. I'm stuck in my house. I'm losing my mind. I made a new game of Scrabble, and it's called Ghetto Scrabble, because I'm missing letters that my mom used for a craft project. So now I make up words like sloot, or guns, or ketchup. You know, so on we go to our show.
I guess who's back?
I sang a song while you were gone.
You what?
I sang a song while you were gone.
You did?
Yeah. It's not very good, but it's funny. So I tend to struggle more with my words than Kim sometimes. And then I also struggle with intense laughter issues where then Kim starts and then I can't stop. And then she can't stop. And then I can't really say any words. So this is kind of me struggling with the laughter and the not being able to pronunciate La Corona.
I think it was La Llorona, and it's actually called...
See? I still can't say it.
I think it's not pronunciate. I think it's just called pronounce.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. I can't talk anymore.
The best. Oh, Jen.
Did you go to school? Did you take English when you were, growing up as a child, or?
Oh, dear.
Hooked on Phonics works for kids.
I forgot about that.
She is La Llorona. No?
She is...
Like a Corona, right?
Yeah. She is...
She is La Llorona.
She is La Llorona.
She is La Llorona, the Wailing Woman.
Yes. So, other languages seem to be a bit of a problem for us both. Anything that has a Spanish, French, Russian,
German,
Chinese undertone, we have a really hard time saying the place names or names. So, guys, throw us a freaking bone here, okay?
In Miss Hyos, she weeps.
I don't know why I find that so funny. Ay, mi hojas.
My Spanish is
Ay, mi hojas. Mi.
Mi hijos.
That's good.
Mi hijos. So, Mama used to say, use your words. And clearly, I can't use my words when I can't pronunciate. Wait, you just corrected me the last time I said that. It's pronounce. Not.
Let's do it. Let's Google search this.
Pronunciate. Is it a word? So, anyways, I have issues with it. So I try to spell it out and say it in my head, and then I say it aloud, and then sometimes it still doesn't come out right. And I even do it like 3 and 4 times, and this is what we get.
Pronunciate in the Urban Dictionary is a cross between I can't even say this word. Enunciate and pronounce, to speak clearly and correctly so no understandable to others. So
Yes.
what? Mainly humans.
So I didn't make it up. It's in the Urban Dictionary.
Wow. Okay. There you have it.
I feel like that's a word that the Tiger King will use. He would like to pronunciate that Carl Baskin did, in fact, kill her husband with some sardine oil, okay? It did, in fact, happen.
Put him in the meat grinder and...
I put my EHS, my emergency response jacket on, and I came right over to help her out. Or help him out, I should say. All that was left was a couple little fingernails, and a bit of the ball sack. A little bit of the ball sack and some fingernails. That's it. That's all there was.
So let's move along to the next one then.
And they even came with a certification of oh my gosh. Authentication?
Let's all blend words together. Certificate and
of authentication? Authentication.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Holy crap. We're having a hard time.
Damn it. Okay, let's try that again. So to add to our stock, I ordered some dowsing rods, and they even came with a certificate of I said it right the first time. Authentication.
That's it. That's the word.
Spell it out. So to add to our stock, I ordered some dowsing rods, and they even came with the
certification.
Let's just say that. Well, this here in our next episode of Skit Scat, Chatty Whack, Blooper Reel. Kim likes to have conversations with herself sometimes. No, just joking. I heard my ghost friend Robert, I'm just making that up, talking, I think, somehow on our recording. But, you know, she was just talking away about it to herself.
God,
I was talking to Robert, so yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Jen. Thanks. And just wanted to know, when Joe Dirt and Joe Exotic had a baby together, if the baby girl's name was Jen Taylor, because that's what you sound like right
yes,
now.
sirree, I think it was, because I like to wear my flannels outside, and I pick my nose and my bum at the same time with the same hand. Don't ask how it's done, but it's done because my daddy taught me. And yeah.
Cue it. Yeah, there was like, oh God, stop it. There was like, shut up. There's no voices. There's nobody talking. Shut up. I hope the recording caught that. Oh dear. Oh my. So for all of our listeners, I don't know if we should apologize or if we should say you're welcome, but we sincerely hope you enjoyed this funny episode that has nothing to do with ghosts, but just kind of gives you a little bit of a sneak peek of our twisted minds. Jen, your boobs look amazing.
It's the way that my arms are.
No, it has nothing to do with your arms.
Joe Dirt signing out.
So Jen Dirt, if people want to find more of our adventures on social media, where can they find us?
I recently posted a video on CrustyCam.com, which is a dirt spiel of titties and ass and tigers and sardines and all kinds of shit. But in actuality, we have a very classy page on Instagram, Booze and Bourbon, and we also have a very nice page on Facebook, which is Booze and Bourbon the Podcast. We also are on any available podcast listening apps, and we're on Twitter, but we don't really check that as much because it's not as fun. So
I would really, at this point, like to sell tickets for your show, Jen, because they'd sell out pretty quickly. If you have any stories, whether they are would you rather questions or just fun facts or anything to do with the paranormal, then please email us at boozeandbourbon@gmail.com. You can also download our episodes on pretty much any podcast platform, and we're also a part of the ABV network. So if you want to go check out our website, go check out the ABV network and you'll find us under shows. Guys, we will be back for an all new spooky ass episode next Friday. So please stay safe. Don't get coronavirus. And if you do, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And we sincerely hope that we brought at least an ounce of joy to your day today. And we got outside of the norm. So yay us.
yay us. And I do know actually how to speak and spell, but sometimes it's just a struggle.
I know. Because if I overthink things, then I can't say things. So thankfully, we have tools that allow us to communicate, not just with our voice, but via typing, like texting.
Well, Kimberly, you did an exponentially good job. Exponentially.
Is that a word?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. Now that I know it's a word, thank you.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. And like I said, we'll catch you next Friday.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Booze and Bourbon is part of the ABV network. For more information or to advertise on the show, please head over to abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.